So there's a lot of energy in your heart chakra, which tells me you're really empathic and you really feel energy from other people. And then in your crown chakra, that's really wide open, which tells me that there's things you just know without knowing how you know them. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. And sometimes when you're driving along, you're like, oh, maybe I should just detour this, and then find out that there was like an accident or a fire or, you know, something like that happening. That makes sense for you? And I mean, I can just feel like that crown chakra just buzzing right here with you. I also feel that you have more of a, you know, we work with both sides of our brain. And some people are more logical than creative. And I feel like you are going through a switcheroo right now where you're working more on the creative side than the logical side. And that the logical stuff just bores you to death. And that you would much rather work with like the things that don't make sense. Does that make sense? So have you gone through a job transformation too with that?
Not really. I'm just a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, that
but
makes sense.
But I've been starting to do more art.
Okay. Interesting. When you do enter the workforce, it's going to have to be a job that doesn't feel like a job. So just be aware of that. There's a couple different energies on this, I gotta tell you. I'm not sure that I feel just one energy on this. Do you know if this belongs to two people?
I only know of it belonging to one person.
Okay.
But there might be someone that was really close to him that would be with him.
And this, both of these are the same person?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask it some goofy questions, and bear with me on this. Is there somebody who dresses up like clowns, or there's a story about somebody who dressed up as a clown for something?
I don't think so.
Okay. Bear with me on this. And are you having plumbing issues in your house?
No. I hope not.
Okay. Those two things come up around this. And I feel like the clown thing, there's pictures of it that prove it. So, just keep this in mind. Sorry, I'm arguing. Whoever this is has a really good sense of humor. I'm going to tell you that. Is this grandfather for you, or is this father?
Father.
Okay. I'm going to tell you that I couldn't figure out if it was father or grandfather, because he kept saying, Luke, I'm your father, kind of thing. But I didn't know if he meant, like, father of your father.
My husband's name is Luke.
Okay. That's crazy. Did he like your husband?
He met him once. So I don't really know.
He's just swinging his dick around to your husband.
Not expected.
Whoa, baby! This just took a turn.
I always, last night when I was on a mic, I'm like, he was doing this. I always say that about men, like they're just like slapping their dick on the table or swinging their dick.
Yep. This is on your video now.
Yeah. I think he's just like saying, I'm the father, like, you know, taking a stance, put it that way. But I also feel like he's saying he likes your husband in a funny way. That's hilarious to me. Did he have heart or lung or some, was it massive heart attack? Okay, sorry. He's so funny. He's like correcting me. He's like pinging me in the head. Every once in a while I get somebody who comes through like funny and clear. He also shows me that he knew that he was not going to be living a very, very long life, and that he kind of tried to prepare people for it in a weird way.
He said it all the time.
Okay. Is his father still here? His father is passed. Is there estrangement in the family?
Right now,
Or was there? With him and someone?
with my dad, possibly.
He talks about being stubborn and pulling away from people and how it's not worth it in the end. So just be aware of that. I don't know if he's talking about somebody who's estranged now, or if he was estranged with somebody, or if it's both situations. Like, you know, that was a situation with him and a situation now. But he's like, it's not worth it. But he also says it's kind of impossible to always fix it. Does that make sense?
Maybe.
Okay. Why is he showing me Ron White?
Huh.
Do you know who that is?
Is that the comedian?
Yeah.
Oh my god. He was obsessed with them when he died.
Are you
He
kidding?
was obsessed. Like, even when I did the reading at his funeral, I put some of their jokes into it. And almost had get her done put into his tombstone.
Oh my god. That was the other guy.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like the whole group of them. He was.
Ah, he just showed me Ron White
That's all he
talking.
watched before he died.
He would show me Ron White talking about his dog Sluggo. Because he had that dog named Sluggo. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, he's coming through loud and clear for you. And like I said, some spirits come through and it's like fucking talking to them. And other spirits come through and they're like, show me flashcards that I can't always see the full picture. But your dad, there was a joke about a clown, and I feel like either your faucet is going to shit or somebody's plumbing is going to shit, your mom's, something. So just be aware of that. He just said, I'll eat prime rib whenever I want. Was he a steak eater? I feel like what he's telling me is he doesn't care in his next lifetime how many health issues he has. He's going to come back and eat good food. That's so funny. So his mom, the sun rises and sets on his ass, according to her. He's showing me that she just like loves him to pieces. Now, your mom and dad were together?
They had divorced, and then they were apart for almost 10 years, and they had recently just moved back together. And
He adored her. Okay. He just wants her to know he adored her. And he says, tell her I'm with Nancy. So I feel like your mom knows somebody who's passed maybe Nancy. Would that make sense at all?
Not that I know of.
Ask Mom. Yeah. Wow, you guys are quiet now. Holy shit.
The comedian part did it.
He also says for your mom to watch her knee and that there will probably be a scar on it. Does that make sense?
She's got lots of issues.
Is she looking at knee surgery?
Probably not.
He's telling me probably. Why do you say probably not?
I don't know. She just doesn't take very good care of herself.
Hang on, I'm gonna go a little extra on you. He is telling me probably. So just be aware of that. And he's showing me that if she doesn't get any surgery, she probably won't be able to walk at some point. It may be like 6 or 7 years down the line, but just know that when she has it, he will be with her under anesthesia. Do you have a brother? Mm-hmm. Now, if anyone's stubborn, it's him, he says. And he's showing me that he will be the one who doesn't take care of his health, and that he should learn from him to not smoke and to eat properly. Does that make sense?
Kinda. But I mean, my dad had addiction issues, and my brother is very, like, will not touch any of it.
Good.
But I could see maybe with eating.
Oh, maybe that's why your dad showed me Ron White too, because he's a big drunk. Well, yes.
He is.
Cocaine addict. And
Yeah.
And cigarettes. And
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's usually smoking a cigarette while he's drinking. And
He openly admits to being an alcoholic.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that? Your dad?
No,
No,
Ron White.
no.
Oh, Ron White, yeah.
That's how he died.
Yeah. Your dad didn't want to talk about his addiction issues. But if there's anything you learned about today and what we just talked about, is that he either has to fix it on the other side and do the 12 steps there, or come back here and do the 12 steps. And I truly believe that those 12 steps that are taught here have come from the other side. You know, and that we have to make those, 12 steps somehow and make up to the people we've hurt. And that's why we keep coming back in this lifetime with the same people to make up to those people we've hurt. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
She showed me this guy. I didn't know this comedian. I didn't know he doesn't know who he is.
Tater?
Yeah.
Tater salad?
Tater salad.
Oh my god, I'll be watching it tonight on YouTube.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
Don.
it's
Oh, Tater Don.
Larry the
Larry
cable
guy.
I
And
can't
then,
stand
yeah.
him. And I really don't like Jeff.
Fox
Jeff
Fox.
Fox.
I don't like
I
him
You know you're
either.
from Wisconsin when, or you know you're from
Yeah.
South
When
when.
on Netflix, that is absolutely hilarious.
Bill Engvall
Okay,
and
I'll-
Ron
Yeah.
White are the best. But yeah, honestly, those two are the best. But I really am not a big fan of Foxworthy or the
Yeah, I don't like that.
Get Her Done guy.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
But I saw Ron White when he opened for the guy who screamed all the time. He's dead now.
Sam Kennison.
Yes,
I like Lisa Lampanelli.
I do
She's
too.
my favorite.
But Sam Kennison, I saw him when I was pregnant with Logan, and Logan is going to be 30. And so Ron White came out and opened for Sam Kennison, and his hair was down to here. And it was so curly and big, and he looked like Rosanna Dana, like with this big curly hair. And he was hilarious 30 years ago. Like, he was so funny. So, yeah. And I remember thinking he was funnier than Sam Kennison back then. So, thank you. I'm so happy he came. That was the strongest we've had really anybody come through today. And sometimes some spirits come through. Last night I had a woman sit down with me, and her dad started showing me shit that I could not believe. And the whole audience was losing their shit. He showed me the station wagon with the door that opened. It was the green station wagon with the wood railing.
Yeah.
And he said that the back door opened like this instead of down.
Yeah.
And that when he was driving down the street, it opened on its own, and kids were sitting in the like way back part. And she's like, yes. And I'm like, holy shit. And there was something else, and he was showing it to me like a movie while I'm talking to her. And it was shit like that. Like, who else would this have happened to? It was crazy. And I'm just like, but every once in a while you get somebody where it's really, really clear like that. So, Ron White.
Yeah, that really.
Awesome. Yay.
Well, not technically, but it was what?
Close enough.